Whoop whoop whoop, finally here, the video of how I made the cookies, also known as the crack cookies, but they do not have any crack, so please don't get confused. Please don't come for me. Here we go. So I normally leave the butter out for a bit to soften it, and sometimes it's still not enough, so I like to cut it into pieces to make it easier to mix. But of course, I think that if you leave it out for even longer, you won't have to cut it like I did. I tend to always complicate myself. Yeah, don't follow my example. I would just leave it out for a little bit longer because obviously it'd be more easier to mix. So, yeah, put it in a bowl and we're gonna mix it with the sugar. So it's gonna be 1 cup of the brown sugar and 1 cup of the regular white sugar. And that's it. That's why it's so addictive. And there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Anyways, so yeah, I didn't start off mixing with the most comfortable utensil. It's like a flat edge. So I kind of later changed it to like a wooden spoon. I really enjoy using wooden utensils. That's just my opinion. So if you notice, the brown sugar sometimes clumps up and it looks like a darker, more grainier um, bit. But if you press it down between your fingers, it dissolves and it gets back into sugar. Anyways, moving on, we have to sift the flour, and the recipe usually has you sift the flour first and then adding the baking soda and the salt and then sifting it again. But I think last time I was just able to add it all together and then sift it all together, and it works out fine. I don't really think you need to sift it twice. Of course, in this case, I ended up using Himalayan salt. I don't remember why. Maybe it was because I didn't find the other regular table salt. So that's why it turns out it didn't really completely all go through, because Himalayan salt is a little bit more grainier. But yeah, anyways, it's been a lot of fun making these cookies, being able to bring them to friends and to coworkers and seeing their expressions and hearing how much they like the cookies just makes me feel a lot more happy and excited and satisfied. It feels like my work has paid off, and I think that's the fun part of making things. So now we're combining the flour, the sifted flour, to the butter sugar mixture, and I prefer to add the flour mixture bit by bit as I use the spoon to mix it all in. It does take longer, but I feel like doing it this way won't dry out the mixture too much. I don't know if that's a thing. I feel like it is. Or I'm maybe making things up. Anyway, so I started making these cookies because a coworker was leaving, going to another job, and I had asked her what she liked to eat, and she said that she liked chocolate chip cookies. And so when I made them, they turned out to be such a hit that now they're a recurring, highly requested food item. Though I do want to continue making other things, but these seem to have stolen the hearts of many, many out there. And I see that as a big accomplishment. I'm sorry, my laughing probably sounds creepy, but yeah. So you see how smooth it is? It's so smooth. It looks really good. And now we're adding the chocolate chips. It's supposed to be 7 ounces of chocolate chips. Semi-sweet, obviously. And yeah, try to mix it. I don't have any tips in mixing these really well. I don't even know if there's a technique for this. But I remember my dad was helping me out one time and he was placing the cookie dough on the cookie sheet and he almost had a panic attack thinking how there weren't enough chocolate chips per spoonful of dough. So, and hearing on top of that, that one of my dear coworkers tells me that he ended up getting a cookie with only 1 chocolate chip. So, but on the plus side, he said that it was still pretty good. So, hey, not too bad. Am I right or am I right? So that's the dough, looking good. And then I put it on the sheet. Okay, so the recipe says from the book that 1 batch of these cookies is supposed to produce 4.5 of a dozen. I'm sorry, that is not the case, even though I put 1 teaspoon. Yeah, I don't know where that 4.5 dozen came up, but I think at the best I could probably make 40 cookies, like between 30 or 40 cookies. So for example, for work, or if I give them to people, I tend to make maybe 2 or 3 batches at a time, hopefully making like around 100 cookies, a little more than 100. And then of course, if you'd like to make them bigger, then you go. And then for 10 minutes, you just, I don't know. I say 10 minutes. The book says 10 minutes, but it could be a little longer. That's why they look a little more burnt. And there we have it. Crack cookies. Thank you for watching. Bye.